Boom. What's good, everybody, man? We back with another episode, man, of the Endure All Things podcast. And today I got a real special guest in the building, live in the building. I got a legend, man. North Carolina legend. You know, an active player right now. Former Wake Forest graduate. You know, broke record holder at Wake Forest, ACC. You know, 13-year pro veteran.
Yeah.
You know, going on his 13th year. You know, CJ Harris in the building, man. What's good, man?
Chilling, man. Appreciate it, man. I'm excited to be here. First time on a pod.
So
bear with me. But I'm excited, man.
That's what's up, man. How's life treating you, man? How everything, what's going on in your life right now?
Life is good. I'm home for the summer. I'm usually overseas for about 10 months. So around this time, I'm chilling with family. Doing things I don't get to do when I'm overseas playing basketball. And that's pretty much it. I'm real low key, chilling, hanging out.
Yeah. So I want to talk about that, man. You know, you have a colorful career playing overseas, you know, but I want to start from the beginning first, though.
Right.
You know, how did you know, who is CJ Harris and how did you even get introduced to this game that has brought us all together, the game of basketball? Tell me about your beginning, elemental stages of.
Sure, yeah. I'm born and raised in Winston-Salem. Stayed around North Carolina my entire upbringing. Basketball wasn't my first sport, to be honest. I was into like riding bikes, skateboarding, you know, doing dangerous stuff really. And it was just the product of who I was around. And first started out playing baseball, loved baseball. But as I got older and my dad put the basketball in my hand, just playing in the driveway, I started growing a liking to basketball more. And then I met some friends that I got close with, and they started traveling to play basketball. That's what I wanted to do. And I'm blessed enough that my family allowed me to go to camps and travel and play basketball, and it just kind of snowballed into today.
Understood.
Yeah.
So when was that first, you know, that first feeling of like, okay, this I might be working with something here. I got something, I got some skill, or I got some game, or when did you start getting that recognition and noticed in those elemental stages?
It was early. I probably started playing like YMCA ball around 6 or 7, 8 or something like that. And then my first AAU team they were the Greensboro Gators. I don't even know if that team is still around.
That's a classic name.
Greensboro Gators. They changed to North Carolina Gators after a while, but Greensboro Gators is where I started out, and that was 3rd grade, 9 and under, and we were a very good team. And after that year of having success, of winning championships, I think we won the state championship that year. I was like, yo, I can do this. And it was fun doing it because I had a whole group of guys that we did everything together. We traveled together, slept at each other's houses. Our families were close. And I think that's what really brought me to love basketball the way I do now.
Fire. So transitioning from being this kid that's a skateboarder, going outside, doing, you know, being reckless, you know, to transition into this game of basketball, you know, what was the biggest, what was most difficult about that? You know, because basketball it's an officiated game. It's organized. You know, you have to play a certain way. You have to do things in a certain manner. Rather than when you're a kid, you know, you're outside skateboarding, you just out there. Going by imagination. Yeah. So what was that biggest transition for you?
It actually helped because like when you're doing all these things outside, your imagination going, and it kind of translated to basketball because you're not afraid to try different things on the court. I always had structure and discipline through my parents. Like they made sure that like I had to do well in school. I couldn't do anything fun until my chores were done or the dishes were washed. So the structure was there. I didn't have a problem transitioning to that. It was just some things I couldn't do as much as I used to, like riding bikes and going to skate parks and stuff like that, which was cool because I ended up loving basketball a little more than doing those kind of things.
For sure, for sure. Who were the people that was your influence in that early stage, you know, going into middle school, high school, playing AAU that you were looking at, you know, in the state of North Carolina? I was like, yo, they nice.
Ooh, it's crazy because I still work out with one today.
Okay.
Darius Johnson Odom. I don't know if you know.
Of course.
When I was growing up, they were only a year older than me, but the camps or the tournaments that my team would go to, especially when I was at CB3, they would be there on the older stages, and guys like Darius Johnson Odom, D. Bost, Demir Pitts, they all played on the same team. It was just a three-headed monster of guards that were just insane to watch play. And just watching them and how they played and had fun with each other on the court was definitely motivation. Because me and my two best friends, we were all guards as well, and we tried to be the same as like the three-headed monster like them. So those three are some guys I looked up to growing up.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, DJO, man, that's a hell of a name. You know, he's another North Carolina legend. DJ, come on the pod, man. We need DJ on the pod.
I'm in the gym with him tomorrow. I will tell him,
bro. Tell him to come, bro.
On the pod,
tell him to come. So that's crazy that, you know, DJO was one of the guys that you looked up to because he was fairly underrated coming out of North Carolina at the time. You know, okay, so cool. So tell me about, you know, your transition to from those earlier stages to being recruited, being noticed. You know, what was that experience like?
It's probably started in high school. I went to East Forsyth High School my freshman year. I didn't do anything spectacular, but I held my own out there, and I started getting recognition around Cartersville and Winston-Salem in the state of North Carolina. And then I think sophomore year when I transferred to Mount Tabor is where it really kind of started to take off, because I started getting invited to camps like Dave Tellep. I don't know if he's still doing camps right now. That was hard. Everybody in North Carolina that could play was at Dave Tellep.
That's a fact.
From John Wall to JT Terrell to all these guys that were big hoopers in North Carolina. So I think that was the first time where it was like, all right, I'm here with these guys too. I can really make a name for myself. And then
let me put a pause on that real quick.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about how monumental Dave Tellep was for the state of North Carolina as a basketball scout. You know, he was pretty much the, you know, liaison to being noticed in North Carolina to blowing up. You know, to being recruited, to getting your name out there. You had to go through Dave Tellep. I think prior to him, it was a guy by the name of Bob Gibbons.
Bob Gibbons.
You know, everybody knew
Gibbons tournament.
Bob Gibbons tournament.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere along the line, Dave Tellep took that role. The Dave Tellep Carolina Challenge, man. It's a lot of guys that went through that Carolina Challenge.
Everybody that's somewhere today playing basketball in North Carolina went through that Dave Tellep camp, for sure.
I think he's a scout for the Spurs.
He is, yes. Yeah. He is a scout for the Spurs. Haven't talked to him in a very long time, but I was with one of my homeboys last year actually, and he got a random call, and it was Dave Tellep.
Wow.
So like you said, super influential name. His name, what he said, carried a lot of weight to colleges and scouts of that nature. Scout.com, you going on there, how many stars I got today? I just killed in Myrtle Beach, how many stars I got? So yeah, he really was the pioneer for that ranking and all that stuff like that.
The Endure Things podcast is sponsored by Check Back Drive. If you are looking to keep your loved ones safe, we have a product proven to help save lives. Check out our website at endureforever.org. That's www.endureforever.org. Drive safe, drive sober, endure forever.
So who were you playing summer ball with, AAU?
Summer ball, when it got serious, it was with CP3. So that was CP3's first ever team, CP3 All-Stars. We had reversible jerseys. It was baggy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No undershirt, just skin and bones.
Right.
But we were going to all the big tournaments and we were doing well.
Who was on that team with you?
We had Reggie Bullock. Everybody knows that. And that's another North Carolina legend. That guy named Xavier Nixon, who ended up going to Florida for football. Played in NFL for a little bit.
Wow.
He was our big guy. Guy named Josh Pittman, a little short, white guy that could shoot. He could shoot the piss out of the ball from half court. I'm trying to think of who else we had. Julian Gamble, another Raleigh guy.
Yeah.
He was on my team. So I've been locked in with Julian since sophomore, junior year in high school. I'm trying to think of who else. I can't remember. We had a squad.
Was Poobie Chapman on that team that year, or it might have been after?
I think he was after.
Okay.
Yeah, he was after me. But that's another name I'm familiar with.
So you didn't play on that Des Wells team?
I didn't play on Des Wells. They were a little after.
Yeah.
But played against Des Wells plenty of times in college, overseas. I've played against him. Another Raleigh guy. Like, North Carolina is well represented in this basketball world. So CP3, and playing for them, it took off as well because I was able to get invited to NBA Top 100 camp. Went there for 2 years and got a little more recognition, and then that's when the offers started coming in for college. Yeah,
that's a big deal, man. A lot of people don't understand that transition from, being recognized in your state, the state of North Carolina, to going to camps like the NBA Top 100 camp or the Nike Elite camp, which is used to be called the Nike Jamboree.
Right. Dang, sure did.
Did you go to that? Did you go there?
I didn't go to the Jamboree. I did, but I definitely heard of it.
Yeah, those camps like that, man, when you go there from your respected team or state or city that you're in, you're able to see these top guys, and if you have a good performance or not, you're able to take something back. Right. Just feel like you're you're much better going to those different camps. So what offers started flowing in when you were invited to these type of camps?
First it was a bunch of mid-major schools. I think my very first offer was probably Elon. And then after my junior year, I believe is when certain ACC schools started to come in, like Clemson. Made a couple visits at Wake, Virginia Tech, and then after my senior year is when I had like Michigan and some other bigger schools that stepped into the picture.
Nice.
So yeah, man.
That's fire, bro. So how were you able to navigate that? Because just kind of hearing your story, when you like, basketball wasn't really my thing, and then you're becoming this persona. You're becoming CJ Harris, the basketball guy, the shooter. How did you channel or handle that recognition, maybe from your peers or your intermediate circle, your family members? What was that like? Did you have any hoopla? Was it?
No, because I was getting these offers, but I still felt like I was a little underrated. Yeah. And wasn't getting much pub except from around maybe the city, you know what I mean? And I always felt like I was a underdog and didn't get that much recognition. That could just be me. Somebody around me might think differently, but it didn't affect me at all, really, because I was with who I was with, and that was that. I had a small circle, still had the same small circle from high school, and that's how it was. Yeah.
That's what's up. So making that commitment to Wake, did you commit early or did you?
I committed my junior year going to senior year. I think.
That's
I'm not
early.
sure. It might have been early. All I remember is I had a official visit set to go to Michigan. I think John Beeline was there. And it was probably Wednesday, and we were gonna leave. Me and my dad were gonna leave on Friday or Saturday, I can't remember. And I go to his house, and I look at him, I was like, I'm not going to Michigan. That's too far. Yeah. Let's just sign the Wake. It's right here. At that time, he lived across the street from the Coliseum. I said, I'm just gonna play at home, and that's how it happened. Like, I was about to go visit somewhere else. I was like, let's just go to Wake and stay home and play. So that's how that came about.
So what led to that decision? Like, you took a few visits at Wake, I'm sure, because that's right in your backyard. So were you playing pickup with those guys that were at Wake prior to? Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, so me and my boys would go play pickup all the time over there while we were in high school. Mount Tabor was 10 minutes from Wake Forest. I used to go over there and play with L.D. Williams, Ish Smith, Jeff Teague, all those guys, James Johnson, out of high school. And the level was where I was at in high school and where they were at, I was nowhere there.
Yeah.
But just playing with those guys, watching them, I was able to develop some things that they, how they worked out, how they got shots up after open gym, little things like that I stuck with me the rest of my career, and it really helped me get better throughout high school.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's those small nuances that can take a player's confidence.
Yeah.
You know, from when you say that level that they were at, it's those little small nuances like getting shots up afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, to where when you playing pickup with these guys, you know, you may miss a few shots, but I know I'm like that. I just put up these amount of shots all this week or all this month.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So basketball is really just a game of confidence and short memory.
Exactly.
You know, so I always tell guys when you, you know, when you're able to, you know, go and play against higher competition or you're able to travel and see these different things, you have something to bring back.
Right.
You know, so making that commitment, I'm sure it was comfortable for you because it was in your backyard and you're playing these guys.
Yeah. I knew the guys, I knew the gym, I knew how they competed, I knew like they weren't gonna let me have nothing. Like when I was going on, they was going at me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he high school, like come on, get him off the court.
Who's
like,
going at you the most?
I respect that. I mean, anytime you guard an Ish or Jeff or Chris, it's just like you in a dogfight. You know what I mean? And I remember my first open gym when I got to Wake, because Ish, I don't know what, because me and Ish are close, that's my boy. I don't know what he had against me that day, but first play of the open gym, he probably stole it or something, and he goes down, makes a layup or dunk, grabs the ball out the net, shoves it in my chest. I was like, all right, cool. It's just senior, freshman, welcome to college scenario, but it was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be. I have to really, if I wanna be as good as these guys, I gotta work for it. They're not gonna give it to me.
Right.
So it's little things like that you end up respecting, and it can take you a long way.
Yeah, hey, it's gonna say, man, you disrespected me. You know I dunked that thing. Man.
He probably dunked it.
He gonna say, you know I dunked that
is
thing.
Crazy.
Right.
Because I think LD was like, dang, Ish, what'd he do? But that's one thing I really remember about when my first few days on campus.
That's tough, man. Ish Smith, man, another North Carolina legend, man. Yeah, we out there for sure. Okay, so committing to Wake, you commit early your junior year. What's your mentality like, you know, coming into college? First of all, who recruited you to go to Wake?
At first it was Skip Prosser, late Skip Prosser, before he passed away. And then Jeff Battle, amazing guy. He's still somebody I love and hold dearly. When he started recruiting me, I knew it was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And he's one of the guys that kept me going in throughout my years, just keep getting better. He was the guy I was working out with. He was the guy, if I was struggling or something like that, he'll bring me to the side and like, look, just play basketball. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I owe him a lot in terms of how my career went in basketball.
So what was your freshman year? What year was that you went to Wake?
That was 2009, 2010 was my freshman year.
2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Man, that whole stench of just Wake Forest basketball, you know, like Chris Paul era, to your era going in, which was practically the same era. They were guys every year coming out of Wake, competing, against the best, the UNCs, competing against, you know, the Kansases and things of that nature. So who was your biggest influence that was like, okay, I see myself going to Wake?
I always used to follow Wake because of CP and Justin Gray, just watching them two guys play together. And then the year before I got there, before I committed, the year that they were #1 in the country, watching Ish and Jeff Teague and how electric they had the Joel Coliseum and Winston-Salem in general.
Yeah.
It was something I wanted to be a part of. So watching those guys made it easier to commit for sure.
Most definitely. Yeah. Jeff Teague definitely helped, put Wake on the map.
Man,
on the map.
surely.
I'll never forget that baseline dunk he did and
Against,
was it Maryland?
Was that in LA? Oh yeah, in Maryland. He had so many that year.
Yeah.
But he dunked on somebody crazy at Maryland. I remember going to the UNC game at Wake where they beat UNC, but UNC had what was the guard? Darts King guard.
Ty Lawson?
They had Ty Lawson.
Yeah.
They had Danny Green. They had they had 7 NBA guys, I swear, and they beat them that year, and that was one of the craziest games I've ever been able to witness firsthand. So, watching those guys, I just wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was your biggest, now you're at Wake, freshman. What was the hardest transition for you, the eye opener? Coming in as a freshman. What was your expectations coming into college?
I didn't have very high expectations, to be honest, because I was coming to a team that had 8 seniors. It was just me and Ari Stewart. We were the only freshmen that came in together.
I remember that.
That's my right-hand man right there. We came in together. I was 6'1", 150 soaking wet.
Yeah.
So the biggest transition for me was my body, my athleticism, being able to play with this physicality that they bring, and especially with 7, 8 seniors. That was the biggest adjustment for me, and it took a while because I didn't take weightlifting serious until the reality check of going to college happened.
Wow. I just dawned. Did you ever play against Steph?
I did not play against Steph. I played against Seth.
You played against Seth.
We played not in college though, in high school. We played against each other.
Okay.
In like a team camp in Charlotte. We played against, what school? Charlotte Christian, I think it was Charlotte Christian. We played against his school, and I think it was at UNC Charlotte for like a team camp thing.
Yeah.
But no, I never played against Steph.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Another question that I had was, did you go to the Chris Hall point guard camp?
Yeah.
In college?
In high school.
High school.
Wait. I can't remember.
It might have been college.
It might have been college. Yes, I went there for college. I was one of the players from college that played there my junior year.
Got you.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I do remember that because it was at his facility. I remember the hotels they had us put up at. I didn't stay there because my house is right there. Just stayed at the crib.
Right. And
I'm trying to think. He had everybody there from around the country. Top guards there.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a legendary camp. I'm alumni of that camp too. I put my right there, But yeah, because I remember I used to look at, I literally used to follow you, literally.
Yeah.
And I would always go to the older pictures on scout.com and these different things. And I would just look at these different guys and I just study, look at their body, look at everything. And I always remember looking at you and seeing you on these platforms, going back to the Dave Teller challenges, pictures of John and JT and you and all these different things. So yeah, bro, this is actually just to hear you tell this story, I'm envisioning how I was following your transition. Yeah, bro. You had a very good, you said what?
It's like a full circle kind of moment.
Literally.
Sure. Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so you had a very good freshman campaign. You started some games, right?
Yeah. I ended up starting the majority of the games. And so what happened was, like I said, we had 7, 8 seniors.
Yeah.
But we were not the best shooting team. Ish can blow by anybody.
Right.
Hit any floater, but he wasn't the best shooter. Who else were guards? LD, amazing defender, could jump out the gym.
Very athletic.
But not the best shooter. Al-Farouk, also streaky. So when I got there, I did notice that we needed to fill a void of shooting. So that first summer session, I lived in the gym. I only shot spot-up shots and one dribble pull-ups. And I knew I wasn't going to have the ball in my hand. It's just going to do all the setting up. So I need to make a shot.
Yeah.
My game in high school was mostly getting to the basket. I love getting to the basket. I love getting fouled, getting free throws, and hitting occasional 3 or 2. But I kind of transformed once I got to college because I knew for me to get on the court, I gotta make a 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know which game it was. I can't remember. Maybe in preseason I made a couple 3s. Practice I was knocking down 3s, and I slowly but surely made my first start on the road at Gonzaga. I think they were ranked top 15 in the country. It was my very first start of my college career. Had 19, and after that I was in the starting lineup.
Tough. Just to let me back off of kind of what you're saying, your regular typical basketball fan don't really understand the nuance of transitioning your game to plug in a void for the team.
Yeah.
You know, like they may see a person like, oh man, he fell off. Why is he not doing this or why is he not doing that? Well, it's because especially when you get to the upper echelons of hoops, you have to plug in a role for the team so that you can get on the floor, because we have these other guys that may be getting paid a certain amount or whatever, what have you, whatever the politics are. So, so your best, what would you say your best freshman year game was?
Freshman year game?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would have to say either that Gonzaga game or at UNC. I had a really good game as well. I probably hit 4 or 5 threes. I don't know exactly, but those are the first 2 games that pop into my head.
There's some highlights on that on YouTube.
I think, yeah. I probably hit 3 in a row, I think. And the best part about that game is, for me, it was the majority of my classmates from high school went to UNC, and they were all right there in the student section. Right. So I was like, I don't know, it was like I was in the backyard, like seeing my homeboys in the student section, and I was going crazy out there. So that was probably one of my most memorable games as my freshman year.
That's fire.
Yeah.
Man, those student section, like college basketball, I mean, now it's good, but especially during that time, like post social media era, it was
passionate.
Bro. It was passionate. It was a lot. It was mayhem in
energy.
Those gyms. You know, to be able to play in that type of atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, Wake has one of the best crowds too.
Wake has a great crowd.
Wake had a great crowd, especially then. You know, with that type of noise, that type of
tie-dye nation. I saw they brought that back, which is dope.
Yeah.
They brought tie-dye nation. For a while, it had went away, and understandably, Wake had some down years.
Yeah.
A lot of down years.
Yeah.
But it's still an extremely tough place to play.
Yeah.
Even on the worst years, they always get somebody at the crib. Either UNC, Duke, they beat somebody ranked.
Right.
So that just goes back to college home court. Fans can really change a game.
For sure. So what was your coming into your sophomore campaign? How were you feeling coming off of, you know, a freshman year where you may not have had high expectations, but you had some great stellar games and performances? So how was that?
Great. Well, my sophomore year was probably my worst year. I started my freshman year really well. Had a little freshman slump, hit a wall where I couldn't hit the side of the bar. I don't know why, but I think it's just because I hit a wall.
Yeah.
And then I ended up finishing that year decently, had some good games. So sophomore year, I went in with a little bit more buzz because I was one of the few that were returning. All the seniors had left, so they were looking at me to be the guy.
Yeah.
Transition from shooting guard to point guard sophomore year. And I wasn't a point guard yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That I wasn't comfortable bringing the ball up, setting the team up, and I struggled. I struggled in the team struggle. I guess it was probably won 8 games that year, and I remember I was pretty sad and depressed that year.
Yeah.
Just because I thought that I was going to go from what I left off my freshman year to making a step up, but I took a step or two back. And that really motivated me going into that summer before my junior year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. Do you ever think about what it would have been like if you had the opportunity to maybe have someone else play the point guard role and you step back into that role, how different your career could have gone? Because let's be honest, there's guys that come into college and they have sort of a breakout year based off the role that they're in, they may not necessarily be like that. And then they get those opportunities, NBA, etc.
Yeah.
So one, how do you think your career would have gone? And two, were you thinking about the next level NBA coming into your sophomore year prior to having, that slump by being in a different position?
Yeah. I think halfway through my freshman year, I never was a guy that was like, look, I'm going to make it to the NBA. For some reason, it never was in my head to make it to the NBA. It didn't start coming into my mind until some of these big games as my freshman year. Because I'm still thinking to myself that I'm underrated. I'm smaller than all these guys. I'm not athletic. I'm skinny. But that sophomore year, we talked about this before, that situation can play a role on how well you play. We had a different coach. We had a different system. I was at a different position. Whole new team, really, because a lot of people graduated. So it was so much that changed, and my game just didn't click the way the things were set up. And it wasn't like I went out there. I was out there.
Yeah.
I still probably played 25, 30 minutes. But look back at it, maybe I wasn't comfortable, maybe I wasn't ready, maybe it was the system, I don't know. And but it hurt because I thought I was going to make a jump, and I was thinking about maybe I can do this professionally for the first time my freshman year. And it sucked to take a couple steps back.
Yeah. So take me through going to that next year. I'm sure your mentality was like, okay, I'm going to have a better year than what I just had this sophomore year. I want to redeem myself. And what did you do to prevent what happened the year prior to?
I locked in. I did both summer sessions after my
Summer 1, Summer 2, boy.
I did summer 1, summer 2. So after my freshman year, I just did summer 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know what I did that first summer, but I probably wasn't working as hard as I thought I was. Sophomore going to junior year, that summer, I just stayed at Wake. And as soon as the season was over, I was in the weight room. From sophomore to junior year was the biggest transition for my body. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why my junior year turned out to be my best year of my college career. Is because I lived in the weight room and in the gym the entire summer.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me to hear, you say, okay, well, my freshman year, I didn't even have the mentality of, okay, I'm an NBA guy, or I'm going to the league. That's why I tell guys, you have to endure your journey and kind of see your perspective, because you may see someone in a certain light that they may not see themselves.
For sure.
And I'm using that to line up with you. It's like, I was like, no, he going to the league. You know what I mean? So of course you have certain people that are, fans of you, whatever, what have you. But it's interesting to hear you say that based off of your lived experience, and I think those nuances of how roles and situations play out to transition to, where you go.
For sure.
So that junior year that you locked in, did summer 1, summer 2, and had a great junior year. What was one of your biggest games that year that you can remember?
I don't know. Because that year I had a fair amount of big games. I think I finished top 5 in scoring in the ACC. I think it's second team all ACC that year. So I had some big games, and I was consistent throughout the whole year, I didn't have that drop off that I had in previous years. And I'm trying to think which one was like a. Yeah, I can't remember.
Who was on your team that year?
My junior year, that was Tony Chenault. He was a Philly guy. Travis McKay.
Okay. Yep.
Virginia guy. He was the other. He had a phenomenal year. I think that was his freshman year. No, it was his sophomore year. He had a great year that year. Carson DeRozier, big guy, ended up transferring. Tyler Kavanaugh, big guy, ended up transferring. Madison still on that team? Mad Dog was still in there.
Madison Jones?
No, he wasn't there yet. He was the next year.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all the ones I can remember.
Tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so having a great junior year, going into your senior year,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's your senior campaign. You're the leader of the team,
Yeah.
I'm sure. You're now this polarizing figure when you think about Wake Forest basketball. You know, obviously we think about the Chris Pauls, we think about those guys, but you stand all 4 years, you know, you're in the record books. Your face is noticeable
Mm-hmm.
and notable when you think about Wake Forest basketball.
Okay.
You know, so what was your, you know, how was you feeling and how did you feel about your senior year?
Kind of the same mindset as going into my junior year, because I saw it worked. And at this time, I'm having conversations with assistant coaches that, you know, scouts are coming to look at you, that like you got a chance to really do this. And senior year came around, I'm the lone senior. It's probably 2 or 3 seniors, and the other 2 were walk-ons.
Got you.
So I was the only senior out there. And started senior year, I started shitty.
Yeah.
Bad. I couldn't make shots. I was probably averaging 10, 11 points a game, which was down 6 or 7 points from the previous year. It got in my head a little bit, you know? You know how athletes, you can lose confidence in yourself and in your craft. And that first half of the season, first third of the season was tough for me as a senior.
Yeah.
Because now you're thinking about, look, this is the last.
Right.
I'm playing at my hometown. It's been great. Family pulling up all the time, but it's slowly coming to the end, and I'm not where I want to be right now.
Right.
So all that kind of started to bubble up, and I'm trying to think what the turning point was. Jeff Battle. I told you he was really influential of helping me get through my career. He set me aside. He knew I was struggling. He knew that if I go, the team goes. So we were struggling as well. And he said, look, if this is your last year, if you're gonna go out, you need to go out shooting. So I was pump faking, I'm passing up open shots. I was all in my head, you know what I mean? And he brought me to the side one practice and was like, look, this is it. Go out firing. Like, don't think about anything, just play your game. And I think the next game I had 30. And after that, I had a great second half of the year. So I don't know if I just needed to hear that.
Yeah.
Maybe I was overthinking. My dad would do the same thing too, because by that time I was a shooter. And he said, look, shooters shoot when they hot and they shoot to get hot. I was like, dang. So when I'm not hot, I start passing. I need to shoot through this.
Right.
And those conversations, just something clicked and ended up having a really good second half of the year.
Fire. Yeah. That's what it takes most times, you know, that core that believes in you to give you that extra boost of motivation, you know, to go through those slumps.
Because I was still putting in the work.
Yeah.
And that's what hurt even more. It's like, yo, I'm shooting every day.
Right.
I'm shooting before practice, after practice. But the game time, lights come on, you know what I mean? So, like I said, those conversations like that really helped me take it to the next level.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so that senior year, bam, you ended off with a bang. Scouts are coming in, talking to the coaches, things of that nature. Yeah. So what happened after that? Like, did you get any calls or any workouts?
After that, yeah, I got a few workouts, signed with the agent. So most seniors, I knew I wasn't gonna get drafted. You know what I mean? But you want to go Portsmouth Invitational.
Yep.
Which is a senior-only camp in Virginia where scouts, most teams come and watch the seniors play. Yep. So I was hoping to get invited to that. That never came. So now I'm like, all right, I know I'm one of the best seniors in the country, but I didn't get the recognition that I thought I would. So I went to Vegas. I worked out at Impact for the summer. And I had maybe 6 or 7 NBA workouts. Denver, Indiana, Charlotte, can't remember the others.
Did you keep the shorts? You keep the
got
gear?
The shorts.
You gotta have the gear.
I got the shorts, or my homeboys got the shorts.
Okay.
But somebody got the shorts.
Facts.
Got the shorts and the jerseys. I still got all that. And then I played well at my Denver workout. They invited me back for another workout.
Who was there with you? You remember any guys that were
the first workout was Mark Lyons.
Okay. I remember him.
Really,
he played at Xavier.
Really, yes.
Yeah,
Xavier,
nice.
Arizona, shifty guard. Yeah. Nate Walters.
Okay.
Big white point guard from, I think, South Dakota or something like that. He ended up getting drafted, I believe. Trying to think of what else. I can't remember. That's so long ago. But they had us in there playing full court one-on-one, all type of stuff. Man. I was exhausted, and it was Denver.
Yeah.
So that altitude, it was trying to catch lungs. So played well there. Got invited to their summer league, and that was the first team I played with out of college. Just summer league for Denver.
Fire. So what? How did you transition to your first pro gig, your first pro job? Like, how did that come about?
Well, going into summer league, I didn't have any offers for overseas.
Yeah.
And then the first 3 games in summer league, I didn't get off the bench. And they had drafted Eric Green.
Who did you play summer league with? That
Denver.
You played summer league with Denver.
Played summer league with Denver. They drafted another guard, Eric Green, who went to VTech. We're literally same height, same build. So I already knew it was going to be an uphill battle. But didn't play the first 3 games. In the last 4 games, I started. And I made the most of my time on the court. And I shot the ball well, ran the point guard pretty well, and I was able to get a couple overseas offers from that.
Fire. So did you, kind of to let me back, from your high school, your middle school, going into AAU, were you more comfortable as the combo guard, as the 2?
Yeah, like, way more comfortable. I was more comfortable at the 2 than the 1, but if I was combo guard, it wasn't me bringing it up, setting the play up. It was me getting in transition and going to make something happen. You know what I mean? I didn't think like a point guard.
Yeah.
I thought like a shooter. I'm catch and shoot, or I'm a drive. And if I can't get the bucket, now last second, I'm dishing it out to somebody. You know what I mean? So that point guard position at that point in my career was still extremely foreign.
Understood. Okay. So you made the most out of the opportunity in the summer league, those last 4 games.
Yeah.
You got some offers overseas. What did you choose? Or where did you choose, rather?
I went to Germany.
Yeah,
first division Germany, to a team called Ludwigsburg, small city outside of Stuttgart. And, well, I mean, that year was wild too. I mean, every year overseas is crazy because you deal with so much. And I started off amazing. Like, I'm killing. I was leading scorer on the team. I'm getting calls to go to bigger teams. And I'm talking to my agent and thinking about leaving and going to another team. And I stopped playing.
You stopped playing?
Stopped playing.
Meaning what?
I wasn't getting off the bench.
Wow.
I would, so when I started getting calls to go to different teams, my minutes started going down, or if it was one mistake, I was out. And then the coach came, American guy too, which was crazy.
That's
I thought
nasty
we would,
politics.
you know what I mean? I thought we were gonna have a better rapport. He came to me one game, he's like, look, I'm gonna suit up this guy because you don't play hard enough. I don't play hard enough. I'm picking up full court, which I usually don't do.
Yeah.
I'm leading scorer of the team, you know what I mean? And I'm a rookie, but now that I'm about to leave, now it's a problem. So being a rookie and really the first time experiencing a situation like that and the politics side, it affected me for a while.
Yeah.
So for the next, I want to say two months, I was in a slump. Like I just couldn't get out of it because I knew if I made a mistake, I knew I was right out of there.
Yeah.
Or I would go into the game and not know if I was going to get 4 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was so much up and down that I kind of checked out a little bit. And then it got to a point where now they're looking to cut me. You know what I mean? It went from I'm about to go to a better job to you ain't cutting it.
Right.
We ain't getting the wins we need to get. We got to get somebody maybe older or something like that. They made a few changes. I stayed, but they brought in an older point guard. What's his name? It's crazy. I just had his name in my head. George Karl is his dad. Kobe Karl.
Kobe Karl.
Okay. It was one of his last couple of years before he retired. He came and was our point guard. And our season kind of changed. And I started playing a little better. We played well together. He trusted me when I was out there. And who else I played with? Mike Stockton, John Stockton's son. Wow. So I played with Kobe Karl.
George Karl's son.
And John Stockton's son, Mike Stockton. And there was a time that they both came out there and watched. So I got to meet George Karl and John Stockton my first year overseas because their son played on my team. And
this is in Russia?
This was in Germany.
Germany.
And then after we made changes, I started playing a little better. By this time, it's the end of the year, it's playoffs, and I'm ready to get home, so I'm not stressing or anything. And I ended my year really, really well.
Wow. Wow, man, those politics, man, it definitely can get tricky. Did that slump, did it transition over to any type of mental health? You know, from being first year overseas, you know, the living is different, the food is different, the people are treating you differently. Yeah. Did that transition over any that first year?
For sure, because I'm over there alone.
Yeah.
I was over there, my parents or nobody didn't go with me. A lot of lonely nights in your apartment, your own thoughts. And I got to a point where I didn't want to leave my apartment.
Yeah.
I'd go play basketball, come back to the apartment, maybe watch a movie or show, and then just repeat, recycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't living, I was just going and coming home.
Yeah.
And later on in my career, I realized that was one of the problems as well. I wasn't out there living, I was just out there playing basketball.
Yeah.
So now I make it a point halfway through my career that I'm not just over here to play basketball, I'm gonna enjoy the culture.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat at whatever, somebody's house, I'm gonna go see the monuments or whatever. I'm gonna actually
get the experience,
get fully immersed in where I'm at. And that really helped my career as well.
Nice. What year do you think that was when you came to that realization?
That was probably my third year. That's probably my third year, because after my first year, like I said, I ended the year well, and I got invited to Sacramento minicamp. At that time, George Karl was the coach.
Yeah.
So that's how that came about. He came to some games I killed. Maybe he put a word in. So I did minicamp with Sacramento. Played okay, nothing special, but nothing came from it. Didn't want to do summer league again.
Yeah.
So I went back to Germany, a team that was better than my previous team, so it was a little bit of step up. And again, played shitty. Like I would have a roller coaster of I start playing well, different situation comes, new year, new coach.
Yep.
And being in the same league, they knew what I could do, but I didn't have the same role on this other team. You know what I mean? It was an older team. It was a more experienced team. So I had to go from being maybe the most talented. I was young on my first team, but the talent that I had was, I could tell I had the most talent on the team. But the next year, I wasn't the most talented.
Right.
I wasn't the most experienced. But I also had a different role. So that took some adjusting as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of adjustments when it comes to just the year by year, transition from being on a team and you have new personnel, new teammates, just a new system. It's tough to be able to compete consistently like that. Yeah. So let me ask you this. So I think I saw there was a few years where I don't remember where you were, but you were on a team where you guys played some NBA teams. It was like 2019, 2020.
2019, 2020, right before COVID happened.
Okay.
I was playing in China.
And what was that exactly? That
was the Chinese league, but sometimes they a few of their teams come and play in the NBA preseason.
Got you.
So we played in the NBA preseason, played against Philly, and we played against Washington, D.C., the Wizards. And I mean, that was an experience of itself because at this point, I'm comfortable, I'm confident in my game. I believe I can be here, you know what I mean? And China is one of the best leagues across the waters. And it's also the first time I was able to play in America since college. Yeah. So now my whole family pulling up, people from my high school. So that was amazing. That's just wild. That experience itself, everybody being able to come see me and play in America for the first time in
like 7 years.
7 years. Yeah. It was amazing.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So let me ask you this. Who do you recall being overseas that you like, yo, this dude's supposed to be in the league? Like,
it's crazy because the first time I went over there, I knew nothing about European basketball. Yeah. And I think that happens a lot because everybody's so focused on NBA. Right. And America in general is not really focused on Europe that much. Yeah. So, bro, there's so many. There was an old head on each team. I was like, yo, this guy is cold. Right. Like, why are they over here? But that's just how it works out. I'm trying to think. Hey, there's some older guys that were way older than me when I first started. That I was like, man, this guy should be in the NBA. Where's some names? I can't think of it off the top, bro. Yeah. But there's so many over there that have the talent, skill level, what have you, to be in the NBA, but it just wasn't in their cards for whatever reason.
You ever played Pierre Jackson overseas?
No, I haven't played Pierre. My team in China scrimmaged his team, but that was one of the games I didn't play. I had to sit out. So my team has played it, but I've never played against him. Yeah.
Any league guys that were like in the league and they're overseas now having their career that you recall?
League guys that are overseas, man, there's plenty of them. I've played against who's been in the league this past year. Evan Fournier, played against him last year.
Nice.
He's somebody that recently came out the league. Kendrick Nunn. He's over there going crazy. Yeah. Wade Baldwin, Lorenzo Brown. There's a ton of NBA players overseas.
Zoe Brown, super nice. You didn't play him in college, did you?
We're same year. We're same year.
Same year. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask who were some of the guys in college in that ACC that we didn't touch on that was Like, yo, this the best.
The best player I played in college was Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson.
Easy.
Oh my goodness.
He destroyed me, and I think that was my sophomore year. So it was like on top of I'm already not him. I'm not doing nothing this year. Now my matchup is Reggie Jackson, and he was one of the best guards in the country. It didn't matter what he took me in the post, off the pick and roll, ISO. He was my toughest guard. I want to say by far in college. I lied. Tu Holloway. I don't know if you know the name Tu Holloway.
Tu Holloway, yep. He played at Xavier.
He played at Xavier. Him and Mark Lyons played together.
Yep.
I think he had a triple-double. So at then I was like, dang, this sounds cool.
Wow.
Those two guys stand out the most. Obviously after my freshman year, because freshman year there was a lot of guys that were older than me that were really good, because that ACC was so strong. But those two guys, once I established myself, were two guys that I was like, damn, they're really good.
For sure. Your freshman year, that 2009, the ACC had, who was at UNC?
UNC had my freshman. I think UNC was a little down that year.
Okay.
They had Will Graves still there.
Will Graves.
Another North Carolina guy. They had
the point guard I think they had was the guy that John Wall cooked, Larry Drew.
They had Larry Drew.
Yeah, Larry Drew was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They had John Henson.
John Henson, yep.
Kendall Marshall.
Kendall Marshall might have came that next year, 2010.
Yes. Yeah, he was a year younger.
Yeah. ACC was stacked, bro.
Stacked.
You played against some dogs your ACC career from 2009 to 2013. Some dogs.
And Duke was really good that year too. They had Kyle Singler, Shire, all these. I think Shire was.
You played Kyrie?
He was hurt.
He was hurt.
He only played in the tournament. He played a few games at the beginning of the season, but he got hurt. Yeah.
That's wild. So you say the best guard that you ever played, like
Reggie Jackson.
Reggie Jackson by far.
Yeah.
He was cooking up crazy at Boston College.
Yeah. But I played against some like Malcolm Delaney.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Austin Rivers, Seth Curry, like all these guys were really, really, really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every team had somebody that good back then.
Yeah. Who was the best that you played that not necessarily wasn't your matchup though?
Ooh, that's tough. Who was the guy that went to Virginia? Big guy.
Light skin?
Light skin. He got the tattoos, the smileys on his arm.
I think I know you're talking about.
He played in the NBA for a long time. But I remember this game specifically because he didn't miss a shot. He was probably 8 for 8, but it was like, wow, this guy's good. It was just everything he did was just professional.
He was a forward?
He was a forward. Mike Scott. Yeah.
Cold.
Really cold. But he destroyed us. But it looked so easy and polished that I was super impressed just watching him go crazy. That was again my sophomore year.
You played Harrison Barnes.
Played Harrison Barnes,
UNC.
Reggie Bullock, all those guys at UNC. Trying to think guys that didn't go to Duke or UNC.
Did y'all go to the tournament any your years?
Just my freshman year.
Your freshman year.
My freshman. I lied. My freshman year, I played against in the tournament. The first game, we won at the buzzer beater. Ish hit the buzzer beater against Texas. We were in New Orleans. They had Jordan Hamilton. They had Dexter Pittman. Still the biggest hands I've ever seen in person. Dexter Pittman.
Mike Kabongo was on that team? No. He might have
No, he was a year. Nah, he wasn't there. Jacobin Brown.
Jacob. Yeah, he was nice.
That team right there. Damian James.
Yep.
Really good team. But after that, we played Kentucky. And it was John Wall. It was Eric Bledsoe.
Y'all played John in the tournament.
It was DeMarcus Cousins.
Wow.
DeMarcus Cousins. They had like 10 NBA
Yeah.
players. And to be honest, I thought we were going to have him. But Al Farouk got 3 fouls in the first 10 minutes.
Wow.
Al Farouk was destroying. But once he got 3 fouls, it changed something.
Wow.
We ended up losing by 30. But that was probably the best team I've played against with the best talent, for sure.
Yeah, they had DeMarcus Cousins, John, Eric Bledsoe. That's a team.
Yeah, they were really
Where was that
good.
game at?
It was in New Orleans.
In New Orleans, you said, yeah.
Yeah, it was in New Orleans.
Wow.
Crazy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an experience right there.
Insane
Did you play John in high school at all?
I didn't. Nah, he went to Word of God? No. But AAU, he was with Gardner Road. So I've been playing against him since he had nappy braids and long socks.
Yeah.
So we had our battles with the Greensboro Gators and Gardner Road.
Did you see the John Wall that became?
I knew he
then?
was fast.
Yeah.
But it was a summer where he really separated himself. I think it was the summer where the Dave Tellep started. Before that, it was, you know what I mean? But that Dave Tellep, I think that's when it really took off. They're like, oh, John Wall he's next up, really.
Wow.
And it's funny, with the Chinese team, he was on Washington, and Ish was on Washington.
Correct.
They did not play, but they were on the sideline, so it was cool to chop it up with them while I play against their team. So basketball world is small, man.
Yeah.
If you keep playing, you're gonna run into the same people.
That's very true.
Yeah.
So going back, fast forwarding to where we were with the Chinese league that you were in, would you say that that's the best league or the best place that you played in your pro career?
I wouldn't say the best league. I think China they have really good American players because you only get 2-3 players. And they pay really well, but the basketball as a whole isn't the best.
Yeah.
The best league I've probably played in was either Turkey or Turkey, yeah. Very tough league, top to bottom. Has some of the best EuroLeague teams in there, and some of the best players,
Understood.
overseas.
What was the hardest thing you had to endure being a pro overseas?
Ooh. I think this being alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're 6,000 miles from home, and you're by yourself. You're doing everything by yourself. You're going through your problems by yourself. You're celebrating by yourself, birthdays and stuff like that. I'm a homebody at heart.
Yeah.
So when I see my little nieces and nephews and parents, everybody getting older, getting together for holidays and stuff, I think that's one of the biggest things that I had to cope with, get over, or find some way to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like I said, every year I never had a smooth year. There's always something, like either a coach or injury or not performing or late money or losing streaks, and they take it way more serious over there. Like you lose 2-3 in a row, they looking to
Cut you.
it ain't really guaranteed job like it is in America. So that's another level added of stress. I played in a war before.
In a war?
In a war. Bombs over here. I played in Israel. So sometimes basketball be the last thing on my mind when I'm going to practice. But you find a way to cope and deal with it. And
did you actually see war?
Yeah, I saw bombs in the air.
Saw bombs in the air.
I got videos of
So you playing basketball, right? I'm over here playing basketball.
Yeah.
I'm overseas, my family home.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a pro.
Bro.
And we got plays, we running plays, we about to go hoop.
Mm-hmm.
I go outside and I see bombs in the air.
I mean, yes and no. It's you hear a siren.
Yeah.
And you dropping everything. Ain't no more dribbling. You finding a bomb shelter. And the thing is, every apartment had a bomb shelter.
Wow.
So you already know what kind of area you're in.
Yeah.
Mind you, Israel's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
You wouldn't think that there's bombs going on over there, but that was an adjustment for sure.
Wow.
Like,
When was this? When were you there?
I played there 3 years. My first year there was 2021.
You was there in 2020, 2021.
And that's when they first started, well, not started, the conflict's been going on for a while. That's when they first started bombing with Gaza and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then I was there 2 years ago when they infiltrated Israel and kidnapped a bunch of people. And that's when the real bombs were happening. Now people like Iran's looking to Yemen, they're looking to shoot bombs and stuff like that.
Did you ever think it was over for you?
Over? No, I wouldn't think it was over. But I was,
Meaning like, yo, they bombing right now. Like calling home, like, yo, this might be.
That's what everybody at home thought.
Yeah.
But it's weird. I can't explain it. Like when you're first there, and like, yo, they're about to shoot bombs, or the sirens hit, you're really scared. But they do have a military system where most of the bombs, like 99% of the bombs, get shot down, or the rockets. So that's mostly what you see. You hear the siren, and depending on where you're at in the city, you have a certain amount of time to get to your bomb shelter before the missiles are over your head.
Wow.
So where I was at, I had like 45 seconds. So all right, I got 45 seconds.
I got 45 seconds.
I got 45 seconds to a minute before I start hearing the, they call it the Iron Dome.
Yeah.
Shooting down the rockets and missiles above my apartment.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this was only a few years ago.
Yeah, it was a few
So
years
now
ago.
we're in 2025 and we'll see what's going on over there. Where was the last place you played
I
last
was
year?
in Greece last year.
Greece.
Last year.
Okay.
In Athens.
And then this upcoming season,
Same team, Athens
same team,
and Greece. Yeah.
Athens. How you feeling?
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places I've played. Athens in general, a beautiful place. Greece, food, culture, the organization is great. They trust me. They put the ball in my hands.
Yeah.
And they pay on time, which is a huge thing in Greece.
Yeah.
Throughout my career, I tried to stay away from Greece because their MO is that they don't pay on time, or you might not get your money. There's only a few teams that like, all right, you're gonna get your bread, and this is one of them. So that's the reason why I chose to go there. The opportunity to play in Greece, live in Greece. I'm at the point in my career where I want to be comfortable outside the basketball court,
For sure.
just as much as on the basketball court. You know what I mean? There was a time where I didn't care where I was at as long as I was playing basketball, and it was worth it. You know what I mean? But now I want to be able to go outside, go to a beach, have my family come over. So it's funny how throughout my career, my criteria of where I want to go kind of shifts as I get older. Mm-hmm.
So, what can you tell, a person that's had a similar journey like yours, where they're transitioning to basketball, they're about to choose what school they want to go to. Things are a lot different now with the NIL, et cetera. They may have had a particular career and they're possibly about to go overseas, or maybe they have in a certain type of career and they all they need is just that one game to get to the hump and go to the league. What advice would you give them from your lived experience and your career? What would you tell the people?
Ooh, that's tough. I think the biggest thing is just to run your own race.
Yeah.
I think in this day of age, we're so quick to compare or look at somebody else, with social media and everything, or thinking that you should be somewhere else or you should be making more money, or he shouldn't be, you know what I mean? And I think if you really hone in and focus on yourself and continue to work regardless of the obstacles in your way, that you'll eventually be where you're supposed to be. And that's the biggest thing, is knowing you're where you're supposed to be, and keep having faith and working towards that, whatever your goal is.
Right.
That helped for me.
That's lit, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's lit.
Yeah.
Man, we got CJ Harris in the building, man. I appreciate you, man. You got
No
a
doubt.
hell of a journey, you know, North Carolina legend, hell of a career, colorful career, man, you know. And I think people appreciate, you know, what you've put into the basketball atmosphere, especially a person like me that followed your career, that looked at you for inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, for me to come from a small town, to have Division I aspirations, to actually make it, to follow the path that you follow, you know, you're definitely a legend, man, in your own right.
I appreciate that.
So we appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Man.
Look, you want me back? I'll pull back
Yeah,
up.
we'll pull up for part 2, man. Hey, tell DJ O to come on too, man.
I'm
DJ O.
I'm gonna tell him tomorrow, man.
Yeah, tell DJ O, man, to come on.
Yeah.
My brother, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.